Hi everyone, welcome to this stage 13 Tour de France betting preview for goodforthegame.co.za. Well, stage 12 was full of excitement, and Mark Hirschi finally got his reward for all of his attacking riding when he rode away to win for Sunweb, and Team Sunweb were absolutely superb today. It was a very interesting stage because a break did get away early, but it was never given the sort of freedom that many of us expected it to get. And in fact, things all came back together again. The teams of Bora and CCC perhaps a bit less so, but certainly Bora bringing everything back together, perhaps in the hope of setting things up for the likes of Trentin and Sagan. But in actual fact, they probably pinned the break back too soon. And I know one of our forum punters, Van, very upset with the fact that they did so because Luis Leon Sanchez is one of his picks in the break. But by bringing the break back so soon, they actually then gave the counter-attackers a chance to go off the front. And that's exactly when the break happened. Alaphilippe reacted a little bit late. And before you knew it, Mark Hirschi was gone, set up by Sunweb teammates, and he rode to a brilliant victory. Whether or not you had money on the guy, you can't begrudge him that after the heartbreak of his third place the other day and his second place to Alaphilippe, also back in week one. With some honourable performances on the day, Pierre Rolland showing that he's got pretty good legs. This wasn't really a stage that you would have thought suited him that well, but very good second place for Rolland. Another Team Sunweb man, Krach Andersen, very well raced by him. Going a little bit further down, Arada continues to show good legs. My pick for the stage at 16-1, Maximilian Schachmann. At one stage, I thought that he was going to do it, and it could well have been that Bora were actually riding for him today. He looked pretty good. Unfortunately, just couldn't keep up with Mark Hirschi. And the big boys all sort of came in together. No damage done today amongst the GC contenders. Let's just have a look at some of the other classifications quickly. The green jersey, Sam Bennett, still very much in control. Peter Sagan managed to just pick up a few points today. I was disappointed Trentin didn't get points towards the end, but there weren't really much on offer. I am a little bit worried. As you know, I have a podium bet on Trentin for the green jersey. I'm worried he's going to lose interest in this jersey now because clearly he is well behind Bennett, but hopefully he'll keep plugging away and getting some points and can perhaps run into a top three. Let's have a look at some of the latest betting. I'll start off with the green jersey betting here on the World Sports betting website. And here we've got Sam Bennett now trading very short at 1-4, Peter Sagan 3-1, and you can get 22-1 and better the balance. Going down there now, Trentin has drifted out to 40-1. So very much priced as a two-horse race. Unfortunately, with Sagan losing those points the other day, it's not quite as exciting as I might have hoped. Let's have a look quickly I want to look at the King of the Mountains quickly. Cosnefroy, he's still leading, but that's a tenuous lead, and you can see he's struggling. He's looking very tired at the moment. Nance Peters, also from the AG2R Le Mondial team here, that stage win the other day, he's on 31 points. He may go in the break tomorrow searching points, but look who's come into contention, Mark Hirschi. And if this man puts his mind to the King of the Mountains jersey, well, I think he's got a very, very good chance of taking it indeed. That's the three there, but let me have a look. Sunbet had some betting out on the King of the Mountains. Alaphilippe 4-1. I still can't have him for this jersey. I'm not convinced he's going to be going for it. And I would say that, I'd be looking to oppose Alaphilippe. Hirschi, I have almost no doubt now that Hirschi will go for it. And he certainly looks pretty good. But this King of the Mountains jersey could be very volatile. There's some big points coming up over the weekends. David Gaudu, he's 8-1. I could well see one of the big boys taking it when they start dueling on some of the stages if they do end up fighting out the stage wins. Pajaka and Roglic, they're 10s and 14s respectively. But this is a market where I would encourage you to have a good long look at. You may well find someone down the betting boards a little bit to put in there. Somewhere like a Daniel Martinez who's recovered from an injury. He's at 28-1. And there could well be a very big price winner lurking there somewhere. Let's quickly have a look at the outright betting. A very little change here. 7-10 Primoz Roglic. You've got 28-10. But now same as Pogacar at 28-10 and 18-1 and better the balance. Right on to stage 13. What a cracking stage we've got for a Friday. No fewer than 7 categorized climbs and ending on an absolute brute here, 5.4 kilometers at 8.1%. We'll get to that in a moment. Let's first have a look at the start. First 10 kilometers fairly flat. Going to be certainly a few guys who will attempt to get away then, but I think things will probably stay together. And if anything, I expect the break to go after 25 kilometers on this very steep Cat 1 climb, 10.2 kilometers at 6.1%. Racing here in the Massif Central, it's not the same as the Pyrenees and the Alps. You don't get the long mountain passes, but you get lots of short, steep climbs. And just the roads, they're lovely to watch cycling on. They're generally narrow and they really look like a difficult riding terrain, lots of twists and turns. And so I think we're going to get a strong break that goes away here. The question is then, does anybody get into the break that's close enough to challenge the GC men? The answer for me is no. I think that will be well controlled, and I think we're going to get a break. It didn't happen today, but I think tomorrow you're going to get a break that's going to go many minutes clear and are ultimately going to fight out the stage. Not impossible that one of the teams, perhaps like someone like Lander's team or something, could give chase, but I don't see a Jumbo, and I'd be very surprised if Ineos put too much into the chase, given what they've got coming up on the weekend. Some very tough stages. You've got an intermediate sprint here. Going to be interesting to see. Perhaps someone like Peter Sagan or even Trentin will try and get into the break, but it's not going to be easy for them to even stay in there. There's some pretty brutal climbs coming up. And if we go through, we come here to a very tough finish. We've got 3.8 kilometers at 9.1%. And then not even a descent, and you go 5.4 kilometers at 8.1. And I believe the last couple of kilometers are sort of around about the 12% mark. So this is going to be a brute of a climb. Most likely the GC guys will only fight each other in the last couple of kilometers. But you never know. You could see someone like a Pogacar or perhaps even someone like a Lando who's a little bit further back make a go of it to try and attack the leaders. But either way, this is a stage not to be missed. The start must be watched because the break is going to be very interesting to see form. I do expect the break to go away and to stay away. And then we should have two exciting finishes amongst the break. And then we should have the GC men battling each other. Quick look at the betting. I won't run through too much. As you can see from the betting, it's a very open stage. I'm on World Sports Betting now. Just a reminder, they do have their money back special for second. I had to take advantage of that on the stage with Sam Bennett the other day. 6-1, Primož Roglic, Alaphilippe 7s, Pogacar 10s, 16-1, and Bet the Balance. But let me just run through my picks with you, and we'll just get to that section now. Just a reminder, if you haven't followed the Good for the Game forum yet, there will be a link in the description box below. So do go and have a look and see what other punters or want to punt as well. Right, here my bets. Half a unit on Buchmann to win at 18-1 at World Sports Betting. Now, Buchmann, of course, came into this tour with grand ambitions of a podium place. And unfortunately, he just hadn't recovered from his crash in the Dauphiné. And he's now shed plenty of time. He'll be given freedom. He'll be able to make the break. And he's certainly got a strong Bora side team, as they showed today, that can help to work to get him into the break if necessary. If he does reach the end with any other riders in the break, he certainly is strong enough to finish it off. I'm going half a unit on him there at 18-1. A much bigger price here. I'm going Bill Bauer to win at 80-1 on WSB. Just a quarter unit on here. There is a chance that he might be on domestic duty, but if he's given a bit of freedom, he's someone I've backed before. I can't remember the price. I had him in the Giro once, and he won. I think I had him at somewhere around 60 or 80-1. And he can handle the steep ramp at the end as well. So if he's looked pretty good so far in this tour to me. And if he gets given a bit of freedom, there's every chance that someone like Lander would want him up the road. Then 80-1, it's going to look a big price if he gets into the break. Dan Martin, my next pick here, was a quarter unit win on Martin. I'm not sure yet if Martin is fully recovered. He certainly didn't look great early on. But this stage is tailor-made for him if he's able to get into the break, because he loves these shortish climbs, if I could say, but the really steep ramps, he's excellent on them if he's got his legs back. I'm not convinced he does, but these sort of stages, you throw a few darts and you hope to hit a winner. And talking of darts, here's a 125-1 shot. Vilmoraz, he hasn't looked at his best, but he does seem to be coming to hand. And if he does come back to his best, this finish is perfect for him. I backed him on a similar finish many years ago, a much shorter climb, but very steep. And he won for me also at big odds, 50-60-1, somewhere around there. I won't say he's been in that sort of form, but I'm certainly hoping he can cut to light. I've also got a match play double, which I'm taking at Sunbet, and that is half a unit, DeMarchi over Thomas de Gent. DeMarchi is 12-10, and Bill Bauer over Nievi, who I haven't been impressed with so far, although I do expect he may well get into the break tomorrow, which is obviously a risk for this bet. But just a small bet there again. Half a unit at 33-10. Thanks very much for joining me for this Stage 13 preview. I will, of course, be back on Saturday morning, and that will be to look at what looks like an interesting Stage 14, but the big one this weekend is without a doubt going to be on Sunday morning, or on Sunday. Stage 15 is an absolute brute. And I think that is one of the reasons why the GC guys won't race that hard tomorrow, because I think they're going to have one eye on stage 15. Well, can't wait for some action. Hard to believe we're nearing 2/3 of the way into this Tour de France. What a great race it's been, and looking very, very forward to stage 13 and hoping Emil Buchmann can deliver the goods. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you for stage 14 preview.